Hi guys, wanted to make a Friday video just to, or Friday live feed just to, I don't know, something to do. Just doing some final script changes and stuff for Wolves on the weekend. Yeah, we're filming. I'm pretty excited about it. This is our fourth day of filming for Wolves. We have some new people on set, which is awesome. Some new actors, new extras, which I did some advertising for, and we've got them. So it'd be good to see them and put faces to the names. Beautiful day in Hamley today. It's a little bit breezy. It's cooler. It's meant to heat up during the week next week. Doing a massive road trip on Wednesday to Maitland, then to Moonta. Stay in Moonta for the night, then to the Riverland the next day. So that'll be good. Looking forward to that on the Wednesday. Yeah, and then we've got our leaving Hamley party on the 29th. Going from, well, we called it the last bang, so we're finishing the scenes off for the Cellar and Palin 2. So that'd be good. That's on Saturday next week, not this week. So yeah, it should be a pretty good shoot. Looking forward to it. Bringing back the Monster Zombie for another run. Problem with that is the makeup on it it's about an hour to put on, and it takes about 3 days to get off. So technically, don't do anything for the 3 days after, because I still have caked on prosthetics and stuff and lacquer and all sorts of stuff. And I'm trialing a new thing with glow sticks with take the fluid out of them, put some lube with them. I know that sounds a bit weird. And then making like predator blood, but it'll be zombie type decayed blood. I've got 2 viewers. Welcome to live feed that I'm doing. Just something to pass the time while I do some script writing. Yeah, so we've got a few things happening. People say to me, you start one film, you haven't finished the other one. Well, the other one is finished. So Palin is finished. We're just in editing at the moment. A few people have asked when it's coming out and stuff like that, or when the editing is done, which doesn't take 5 minutes. I'm afraid if it took 5 minutes, it'd be awesome. So, and the trailer should be out in the next couple of weeks. We have got some surprises with Palin 2, and I'll leave those to you. New CGI guy is working on something really cool. And I said I would never put this monster in my movies, but it turns out that we can do it. And a couple of people convinced me it'd be really cool. So yeah, I don't get all the say and stuff like that. I like to be in a little bit of control. I'm not controlling, but again, we have an executive committee which we've had from the beginning, and they get a say. And not all the same people anymore, but they get a say on how things go, and they try to control me and stuff. But technically, a couple of them said you shouldn't be doing these live feeds and dissing people out. I'm like, well, it's not. I'm not dissing anyone out in this one at the moment. There is a light page that's popped up about me, which I'm quite having a bit of fun with. The guy can't spell like I can, so I can't spell either. So, it could be a girl, I don't know. I don't really give a shit about them. They can talk shit as much as they like. It comes down to jealousy as well, and I don't, it's people have been jealous of what I do for a long time and the way I've pulled myself out of bad times to make good things happen. So and this is one of them. I know I've done mistakes and made mistakes, but it's all part of learning. I certainly put my hand up a few times that I did make mistakes, but again, people caused some issues, and again, you don't talk shit to your boss, so why talk it to me? Again, that's their problem, and one day we might all sit down together, have a beer or have a coffee together and just laugh about it. I used to have, when I was doing wrestling, we used to have some problems with wrestlers and promoters and people that own companies for wrestling. And we all got past that at the end, and 3 years later, we're having a coffee together or talking on Facebook and having a laugh about fun times and the stuff that we used to go on about. I used to get calls in the middle of the night, people waking me up, and I think that's all finished now with wrestling. And I think I enjoyed my time when I was a wrestler and manager and valet. So again, that's just part and parcel of that wrestling in South Australia or Australia. You're always going to get people like that. I didn't have dreams of going to the WWE or any other company in America or anything. I just wanted to do it for a bit of fun, have a good time, get some fans together for it. It worked out well because, walk down the street and this person goes, "Oh, you're so-and-so from PWI." And I went, "Yeah." And he goes, "Oh, can I have your autograph? And do you have any A4 pictures?" And I'm like, "Might have a couple in the car." So we walked back to the car and there was some in the boot in a shopping bag. And I said, "Here you go," and signed them for him. Always carry a Sharpie. Used to always carry a Sharpie. So technically I was always ready because people never used to, when they come up to me randomly like that. But my time in wrestling was good. I did enjoy it. We are doing a wrestling documentary, which is I'll be travelling to Melbourne and to the ACT in April. Massive schedule. So, and I'm doing some filming for a political party in the ACT as well, and I'll keep you posted on that. It'll be fun. I'm the only one going, so I'll be cameraman, director, and sound person, and clapperboard man. And I don't know how I'm going to do clapper when I'm on the camera, but we'll work something out. I'm going with one of the girls from the Wolves cast. She asked me about it, if I would like to film, and I said, "Yeah, sure, let's do it." She'll probably help out anyhow, so it's all good. I'm just going to drink some of my cup of tea because it keeps going cold on me. Trying to save some money to go to the States, back to my old college in America, East Mississippi, which is from Last Chance U fame. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to save enough money to one day get there. I want to see some people in Florida and Nashville. So I've never been to the eastern side of America apart from New York and Virginia and a couple of other things. But I want to go down the coast a bit, maybe to Miami. We might go and see Miami, the most dangerous city in the world. And that's quite well known. A bit like Mexico, Tijuana, Mexico City, they're just as dangerous. But Miami's technically, after night, if you're not a local, apart from going to South Beach, the clubs, you don't go into the suburbs. So, and if anybody's from Miami, please hit me up. I'm here or on my Facebook. Now, my Facebook is quite funny. Well, it's not really funny. I had to verify my age to Facebook, which was quite interesting because they sent me a happy 50th a couple of years ago. So I'm like, I'm 50 years old, friends. So technically, when you have Facebook, you can't be there. 13 and under 13 is the go-to age that you can. I again verified my age, sent my license through them on an email, and still got my Facebook basically cut off by. So my original Facebook of Matt Hampton is no more. Some people will try to search me for that and they can't see me. It says content not available. It's pissed me off a little bit because there's several pages I'm admins for and stuff like that. I can't get back in as an admin, so I've got to post as a visitor, so it looks a bit weird. So the Hampstead Films one, Paddy's still an admin for it, but Paddy doesn't know how to make me an admin, so on the weekend I'm going to get him to do it, or I'll show him how to do it, or I'll do it for him. So technically there's an admin there, but it's not well, Paddy's active, but he doesn't know what to do with half the stuff. So, so there could even be messages there for people who are asked to contact me to be an extra on the cast, anything that we're doing. So that's a bit of a fuck up. Also, several of the pages that I was doing for groups and stuff like that, like Adelaide United role playing, that's got no admin. That's got no admin at all on it. I can still do visitor stuff. That means don't go and spam it with porn. If you want to do it, you can, because you're the one that's going to get banned, not me. And the page will just go down for a couple of days. So yeah, so I started a new Facebook up. It was my son's Facebook, but then people have gone, oh, he's on his son's Facebook, and I've seen it on Adelaide Role Playing. They've talked about it. Why is he on his? He's lurking, and I'm like, fuck off. As if I went there just to see what was happening. I joined. You know, people need to get over stuff that's happened a couple of years ago. Shane Saunders, you're one person that just needs to get out of the past and get into the present. I don't give a shit about him anyhow. He's just a troll and just tries to find information. Well, the information is fuck off. How's that information? Sorry, that person that's there. Sorry, I didn't mean to swear. I did put this as not for children, so technically it's a warning that there might be some swearing. So I set it up as Shane Hampton. I'm not trying to hide from anyone. I just wanted, you know, my name's Matt, my second name's Shane, so technically it's the same name. I will change it after 60 days back to Matt, and people will see me more and explaining to people that I just meet for the movie, saying, "Oh, this is my real name, Matt." And I go, "What are you hiding from?" Not hiding at all. Don't give a fuck. What else? Just working out my shopping list for the party and my shopping for the week next week. I am moving from Hamley, so there you go, Shane. There's a scoop for you. Part of TMZ, are you? I'm not sure where. Probably be in the country, but I have looked in some of the places in the suburbs. Prices. Like I'm paying $330 a week here, and it's expensive. So I can technically afford that, but I'm looking at something around about between I don't know, 200 to 270. That's about it. So that'll be interesting. Need to be out of here by the 14th of March. The lease wasn't renewed, and they didn't accept my application, which is fine. There's lots of things wrong with Hamley, so you know, leaky roof and problems with the bathroom and problems with the kitchen sink and all sorts of stuff. So technically, I'm pretty much, and there's mould up here. I don't know if you can see it. Up there in that corner, there's mould. Oh, you can see it. And that hasn't been removed and it's been told about. I can't get up, it's too bloody high. Like they're 12, 15 foot ceilings, so I don't have a ladder that high and I don't really want to get up on a ladder. I did that when I was doing wrestling and I was scared of heights then. But I still did it. Yeah, so got myself a new car. I've got Paddy's old Statesman. It fits more stuff in than the Hyundai. And Hyundai was just a loaning. But yeah. So there we go. That's what's been happening. What else? Trying to sell a pair of Reeboks. Allen Iversons. They're just sitting in the cupboard. They're brand new, size 7. They don't fit my feet, so technically I bought them on a whim. I could still leave them as collectors and just collect it, but they're on sale at the moment for. I've dropped the price to $35. These are shoes that are retailing for about $280. So just because I want someone to have, and if you're an Allen Iverson fan, it's a great pickup if you don't have that stuff. Sorry, that was my TikTok. I have a new TikTok as well. That's the other thing. Can't get into the current one. So you can't remember the password for TikTok, but that's fine. I'll be transferring some videos over, resharing them on my own. Technically, all the ones that, all the funny ones that are not related to the movie, I'll push over to my new account, and then delete them if I get the Talon account password. Our Instagram's up, so The only thing I can't get into is the TMZ Films one. That's because that was connected to my old Facebook, and it's a privacy thing. It's still up. They haven't taken it down, so not privacy. Verify. I am looking to get all my social media verified with a blue tick, due to the fact that we had a Instagram page made of me and made of Dr. Schrecter, which is fine. That got taken down, it got recorded, and someone's using my face, using me, my name. So I'm hoping, I've got to send some messages to Instagram, Twitter. I've got following 1,100 people following me on Twitter. That's more than a lot of people. I've got following over 5,000, but it won't give me any more than 5,000. So if you have Twitter, you can add me on Rodman730. I've got a lot of gamers on Twitter now, and friends that I've met through Twitch and that, and been interacting with them, good people. Can't get my Twitch to work to do streaming, so I'll be using YouTube as my streaming platform, which is fine. At the moment, my PlayStation's with a mate, so I'll get that back on Tuesday. He's been using it for streaming, but not under my account. He's doubling it up. So he would use one, and then his mate would use the other one, and they'll stream. And they do nearly 24-hour streaming, which is really cool. He's borrowed it before, and he goes, "Oh, I'll give you $100." I said, "Don't worry about it. Just take." He did the first time, and I said, "It's bullshit, man. Every time you want it, it's $100, and that's not fair enough." I can have a break from it, which is good. Usually do script writing and stuff like that when I'm gaming. It's good concentration and stress thing out. So there we go. The other night, it's quite funny. I woke up and heard this massive bang down the hallway, and went down there. There was no one there. So there is a ghost. It was like shuffling, and then a bang. Think like banging a door or something. But all the doors were open except for the one in the front room, and that was not open when I walked down there. They were closed again. So there's definitely a ghost here. One of my friends is going to do an ghost investigation of this house, which would be cool before I move. So we might even put that up on YouTube. I don't know if she'll see anything, but yeah, it'll be fun to see. What else is I love living in the country, and it's fun, and it's just quiet. You can hear like I've got the computer. All you can hear is the birds. Sometimes you hear a rooster. Sometimes you hear the ducks and the drakes down the road or across the road. Sometimes you hear the goats if the wind's going the right way. But yeah, I love living here. I wish I could stay, but I can't. Still some work to be done outside, and I'll get into that. Some gardening to do. Got a brush cut the side here down, so it doesn't look so shitty. Bought myself a pool, and I was thinking about setting it up before I leave, and I thought, well, they're going to take it down and then pack it away. So I might just leave it until I get to my new place. I've been looking at some places down. There's one place called White Sands down near Murray Bridge, not far from Rannon. It's a massive property, 1 acre, so I can run. I might get some goats or something, put it in there, or sheep or something. Definitely getting another dog. So just miss having a dog around. Dogs come here and then they go. So Paddy's dog, Roxy, and Coco comes and just hangs around for a few days and leaves, and then it's like quiet. And when I had Caleb here for 13 days, it was like so noisy, and it was good to have him here. And then when he left, it was so quiet not to have anybody else around. And I sort of went, Caleb, it's not here now. And then when the dogs leave, I go, there's no dog following me, because Coco just follows you everywhere. As soon as she gets here, she's out up and down the hallway with you, and I went to close the front door when she got here, and and she was following me. And I'm like, "Where are you? Can't see you because she's black." That's a bit racist, isn't it? It's a black toy poodle, a black toy poodle. That's what she is. She's very cute. And yeah, so I have my funeral for my sister on the 5th, a private funeral, which is a bit sad. And I was asked to do a speech in that. I declined because I hadn't spoken to her for about 3 years. Got to say my goodbyes, but she had already passed away, so things happen. It is sad. I'm okay. I had my grieving thing, and we never had a really great relationship apart from when we were teenagers. So, and we're doing a tribute for her for wolves, because she had a wolf tattoo on her right shoulder, and we're going to call her Little Wolf. So we're heaps excited about that, to have her dedicated to that movie. Really excited about filming on Saturday too. So, and continuing the story of Ron Bronson. Ron Bronson, who's the leading man, which is himself. We're filming quite emotional scenes coming up too, which I'm preparing for. I should be able to cry, and I should be able to blubber, but we'll see how it goes. If not, just rub my eyes really bad, put a few drops of water, and there you go. I'm really, really excited to work with Ange. She's one of my acting heroes in South Australia. Everybody's got a hero when it comes to different things they do, and she's one in South Australia. So just want to work with her and see how it goes. So we're playing husband and wife. Not a troubled marriage, but a marriage that has to cope with a lot of PTSD and stuff like that, which is part of what servicemen have to go through. So we're using that as a stepping stone for the story as well. And we'll dedicate it to servicemen that suffer and that have suffered, taking their own lives. I know this is, and if you're feeling that way at this time, please call someone. If you're in America, I'm not sure the numbers, but in South Australia it's 13 14 65. Please speak to someone that's imperative to do. I'm a sufferer. I suffer from borderline personality disorder. Get angry quick, get pissed off quick. But 10 years ago, if I got angry, I used to come punch people. Now I just talk trash to them and walk away. And the other thing is that if you push my buttons well enough, you might get a reaction, and that's why I don't play basketball anymore, because that was one of my triggers. Guys used to go for me that way, and that's a bit of a weird saying, but go at me, and then I'd retaliate, and I'd always be the one that gets thrown out of the game. So, but I'm a lot better than I was. Let's put it that way. Very, very much calmer. And it's taken a while for that. I still suffer from depression. I still get lonely. It's a big house, so as I said before, when people leave, it's like, all right. But I do like being alone and having my own thoughts. It's a good, stable thing. Good measuring thing. So I was going to do some script writing. I'm not really sure. I was getting something for a loan. Or have I done that? No, I've done that. What am I up to? See, I don't even know myself. I've done stuff for Saturday. I've done the stuff for Tuesday. And stuff. I haven't done stuff for tomorrow yet, so that's what I'm not working on. So bear with me for a sec while I just formulate this whole thing. I used to use an editing program for scripts now. I'll just use a WordPad. The editing thing for scripts was good, but all I was doing was copying and pasting on WordPad, so I might as well just put it in WordPad. Here we go. So, oh yeah, hang on, no, I've done that. Let's start a new page. What I need to do is I rejig most of my scripts, but what I do is write something out, then replace it, put it forward. So I don't know, we might have some moving people in the thing. Tell me what you do when if you're script writing or you're doing casting scripts or any scripts, any writing at all. If you're writing a novel, I've got some nice new books from the Hamley Bridge Library, which is you pick it up, put your name down, don't need a card, you walk out with it. And that's about it. Pretty easy stuff. So I'm just taking off my shoes. It's no point having I'm not going anywhere else today. So, yeah, tell us what you do. And yeah, so Dick Dale just messaged me, asked me, organising a mad shoot. I know that, bro. It's on Sunday. Ours on Saturday. I'll have to message him. Actually, I'll do it before I get started. So we're just talking to Dick Dale. He's ribs. It's called the Red Rib Spreader. His movie that he's doing, and it looks really good. If you've got to be hardcore to be on his set. He's got punks and goths, but I'm not saying those people are idiots. It's got to be hardcore. I did try to cast for him, but he said those people wouldn't want him. And I'm like, dude, you can always do stuff with people's hair and make them look rougher. And he even said no to Paddy, and Paddy's got fucking tattoos on his skull and everything. So technically, someone just messaged me and said they can't come tomorrow because they're sick. This always happens. Doesn't bother me. I'd rather them not come if they're sick. So yeah, he runs a pretty tight ship, but then he does things that are quite funny. Blows people up and actually uses proper fire and shit. And I'm like, dude, you didn't even close the road. Which is fine, and you're running your own show, and I don't grudge you at all, man. But you need to close the road, because if car goes past you on fire, they're going to think, oh my god, they're going to call the cops straight away. We always let the cops know what we're doing, and we always let the councils know what we're doing. So technically, our Pemba base is covered that way, but we don't have any explosions just yet, and that's coming to the walls. So I'm not sure how we're going to do that. If we go in the middle of the desert, let off a massive bomb away from suburbia, and just let the cops know that we're filming and letting off an explosion. If someone hears it, just say, yeah, we know about it. But there'll always be someone that calls, so which is good, because if the bush catch fire or the trees catch fire or something, which I'm hoping to do it without any shrubbery or anything, something like that, just this massive explosion. So, I don't know why he messaged me. He probably wants to know what we're doing. Let's do this on this. We'll send that up to see if we can someone's shed or what's it called? Shed or factory for a scene for walls, which will be exciting. I want to get transfer. I don't know what happened. So that will be. What's that? It's going to be March. Geez, I don't even know what month it is. This year's flying already. We're almost up to March. So that will be in March, and we're using some extras in the area, which will be good. It's just a bit of exposure. Everybody seems to be pretty interested about it, but I haven't got any takers on a shed or a factory yet. I thought half a day shoot, $80 was a good price. Obviously not good enough. Might bump it up to 100, see what we get. So there you go. We got some people that can't come tomorrow. One person, so it happens. Certainly does happen. Got a friend coming this afternoon just to have a chat. So let's get on to this. Now, what do I need? Pardon me. Let's close this up. Let's go with this. So I can see something. No, what did I say I was up to? The 29th. So the party plus filming we're going to do, which will be fun. Leave the family party. Looking forward to it. We've had a few parties here. Someone's 15, a Christmas breakup, and then all the different alcohol fueled party by myself or party with Coco's mum. That's quite some funny footage coming out of that. The good thing about this place is when you do have a party, there's no one really around the back corner down there, which you can see. In the back corner, that's the nearest house. And that's still 25 feet where we usually have a party. So we've got about 100 feet that way, 100 feet that way, and about 200 feet that way. Maybe not 200. So let me know if you do strip lighting and what this could be like and what it's about. Without giving us the story on this one I'm doing at the moment is just Pelham. Sure, I'm going to do all the evil things downstairs. Which is used for her, which is the fourth one. I can't even spell filming. Try that for him. So yeah, just say if you do some filmmaking, let us know what it is. Send your YouTube channel through or your like page or whatever, and we'll share it on our pages and do some networking. And we don't have anybody from overseas that works on movies or people. We did have a guy from Melbourne. He would be the furthest guy that we've used. He was over for the Fringe last year, and it was our second day of shooting, the 2nd of March. So that was our first day of shooting, really, with a full crew. The 2nd of March was his baptism of fire into film, and my baptism of fire. And it was a good shoot, actually. It was hot as hell, it was about 42. And we got a chance to go back to someone's pool and have a swim. It was really cool. I said it can be like this every week. It turned out to be not like that every week. So what I'm doing at the moment is just a scene script. So you've got my script here, table. I'm just integrating it into the scene script. So So, if you've got your Twitter, please put down there. I'll follow you. I'll remove someone that I've been removing the motor racing ones because I like motor racing, but the Formula Ones and I don't really like that much. Not like the V8s and that. The V8s are this weekend, so we'll be filming in the city with the V8s going, but it's fine. It's in the present day, so and one scene's meant to be at an Air Force base, so technically there could be planes taking off. Jets. Really excited. Speaking of that, really excited about seeing Top Gun 2. It's coming in June. 20th of June is the opening night. So I will be going to opening night, not like I did with Bad Boys. So 2 days later, Bad Boys 3, and I saw it. I actually liked it. There's a lot of people that didn't like it, and I think it's out of the movies already. It didn't take long, but I look forward to getting it on DVD and watching it again on streaming channels. At the moment, I'm watching Jack Ryan on Amazon Prime. It's awesome. I'm so hooked. I'm up to the 4th episode of season 1. I've never, ever, ever watched it before, so really looking forward to it. And continue to watch it. It's basically what we're doing for Wolves without. He's more of an analyst, not a CIA operative, but he does carry a gun, so it's good. And the last episode I watched, not to let him spoil, he had to give up his gun in London. He wasn't too happy because this guy is trying to kill him, and he tried to snipe him just before. But I was watching him. Yeah, it's good. So if you watch that, give me your feelings about it, or you've never watched it, go and hit it up. The other thing I watched the other day was The Messiah on Netflix. That is very cool. Very, very cool. It's a bit religious based, so if you don't like religion, but it is quite topical with other stuff as well. So I finished the season on that, waiting for season 2 to come out, which I don't know when it's going to be, if it ever will be, because it stopped all of a sudden. Had lots of answers still. I'm like, oh, okay. I hate when they do that. The same with Designated Survivor. When that stopped, first season, they said they weren't going to have a second season. And I went, I can't do that. There's so many questions. There's so many things happening, but they did do second season, and then they're not doing a third. But they really finished the second season off with no questions asked, no questions pending. So, and everything was revealed. I find it hard to type and talk at the same time. So with Talon 2, this is a 10 years in the future, but we have a recast Versi, and she's still around the same age as she was, probably about 5 years older. So, but technically she's half elf, so we could do that without changing much of her age. So, being elf, they live till they don't age. They look 300 years old, and they look like they're 20. So, being half elf, we can get away with that. We could even make her elf. The only problem is that we didn't really use them in the first one or the second one. So she does look older in this than she was in the first one. So we've changed the casting of it because Versi's a big part of Hal the game, so we needed to have Versi, and we might bring back Faye for Palin 3 yet. We might get someone else to play Faye. See what happens. I've got to get a new costume for her, that's for sure. But I won't tell you what happens in Palin 1. But Faye's not in Palin 2, but she's not dead. So, several people were killed off, as people know. Not because they left, it's because their time had come to an end in Palin 1. And going into part 2, I'll tell you who they are because I'm just spoiled it up. Yeah, so what I'm doing at the moment is doing the scene in the cellar is an argument between the evil ones and all the evil in Palin itself, all meeting. First time all evil have been put together. Several people can't come, so I've sort of said, well, Zombie Queen can't be there, so she's not there worrying about who's trying to plot to overthrow her. The Overlord won't be there, but the zombie monster will be. He'll be putting his hand up for team leader, which will be funny because hasn't got a brain between his best. It's technically like me. I have a brain between myself. So that's what we're going to do with that. So that'll be the first. My makeup's going to take about an hour to do. And we'll try to do it a little differently than we have been. So, because it's been 10 years, his flesh will be rotting even more. Which maybe like a skeleton type feature. That probably won't be possible this weekend. So, we'll see. You never know people's talents. I'm just going to leave this. I'm not even going to write a script for it. They can just be arguing. So that you table downstairs, that'll be interesting. Just use my prop table, which was my kitchen table, but I moved it into the props making area of the house. Yes, I have a props making area. It's not really, it's just a table with all junk on it. I have put some stuff there that I was looking at, trying to work out how can I glue this together without any glue or sticky tape. So yeah. Discovered some new talent as well. With some of the girls that we've got working, really talented. Not half of them are really active. So with that, the king has, the king has fled, capture, and also is in exile, hiding. So that's why we've got his rule was for about 2 years. We've got one of the police is going to play Overlord with his son. And he's now he is around 10 years old, 11 years old in the story. So technically, Lilith and the Overlord never had sex, but it wasn't a magical pregnancy. So if you're thinking that I had sex with Lilith, that did happen. We haven't thought of a name for him, so if anybody wants to yell out a name, that'd be good. Something a bit evil. Not Damien, but quite Damien. Although that would be funny. So what I'll do is I'll copy and paste this, send this to the chat, send this to the executive chat, and ask them about I think they normally don't say anything, or they do, but it's normally, yeah, that's good. And then I'll send it off to the people that need it. Plus, I'm usually about 2 weeks, should be 2 weeks in front. Only a week in front. I'll send the script out. So, it's just sort of comes to me. Maybe these two could roll together. The fourth plane. And then let the surface, let the zombie queen have the surface. Who else is there? There's Marisha's daughters. I made 2 new characters. It's Marisha's daughter's magical pregnancy, and she's born 2 daughters. She didn't even know she was pregnant, so technically that's how we're working with that. They're going to put up. Because they're actually on the side of the zombie queen, but they respect the overall. They work for both. This is quite good actually. So I've got all dot points on my script as well, and I'm working through them, what to say. Because they have to go from the game to the script for the movie, then back to the game to check, make sure. This sort of stuff never happens in the game because we never had evil talking apart from the Beatrice got to them. So technically this is all new stuff. Well, not new stuff, but it's been happening for Cullen for a while. So we have a view of the bad guys, bad girls. So what we're going to do with the evil princess, we'll do some makeup changes to her. As she becomes more evil, we'll put like crack lines like Lilith had. There'll be stages of her turning from being a good princess to an evil princess. I think that'll be really good, and I think it will help her character, and we'll do a costume change for her as well, so she won't be in bright purple royal dress. She'll be in something darker. We'll see. I didn't really want to spend any more money on costumes because we have enough costumes. But we'll see what we've got lying around. If there is a black skirt that we can put in. Black skirt. Hopefully it'll be too big for her, but we'll to a size 14 or whatever she is. Tried to get her to wear some black pants, but they didn't fit her. So, but she did wear the black combat thing with the gold spikes. That looked really good on her. So technically, I'm the costume man as well. I'm mostly looking for a costume person to take over the costumes and pick out the costumes. Gives me, although I do like doing it because it gets me to meet people straight away. My name's so and so, my name's so and so here. Wolves won't be so bad with costumes because I've got one suitcase to take with me tomorrow. The first aid kit, 1 box full of stuff which I don't think I really need. And when I say 1 box, it's only about this big. the bag. We're not doing makeup. Sorry, my phone's going. It's Twitch. It's good that actually we got Tough being on set. That's been on set for us for a while, so that's spending. Probably do his fucking makeup. Just gonna be painting. I've got a new red paint, new body paint. It's a fair decent size one. I just need some sponge with some water. Don't know much about it. I have to. So got that in sort of demons. And there's a decent amount there that should last us for a while. And that was like $7.95. So I got a quote for some before and it was $17. Someone gave me a quote. That's what it was. She charged $17 for these and $7. So up the price by fucking 100%. Which is fine, you can do that, but don't bullshit to me because that's not what it's worth. If you want to up your price to whatever you think it'll cost you to get it, that's fine. But, that came free on eBay, free postage on eBay, so I'm not losing anything with the logistics of transport. So, I told you a fair bit about the storyline and stuff. I haven't told you about some of the shocks we've got coming up for Palin 2. A couple of deaths and a couple of deaths. You're right. There is going to be a couple of deaths that are going to shock people. One real big setup. So, and that's probably good because then the Overlord doesn't need to be in this scene. And no, the Overlord's not dying. He has died once. I really should have changed his face when he came back to really black. This body paint's hard to get off as well. I mean, well, the cheap one is this one might be easier to get off. But the cheap one, man, for a scrub for a couple of days. Although the last time I used it, it came off quite easily and it's back to normal by one day. And if you have red splotches or anything, it look like it was sunburn. But he looks at you and thinks you've got a skin condition. So yeah, thanks for joining me. I can't even see you still here. I'm not just talking. If you're enjoying these live streams, already for this. Tell them you don't expect something. This doesn't work. Should Kelsey be calling Tough Sir? She's above him. Probably not. I'm not making the zombie man. He's his own. The zombie monster is his own entity. People using him for sort of fodder or whatever. And I don't want to kill him off. So I don't think that's going to happen in the future. That's technically it. Not much typing to it. lots of ad libbing in the first bit, which is fine because they're going to be arguing about that. Well, they have to argue about the reading of like if the zombie queen was there and the overlord queen was this is my meeting room and these guys are probably saying, so there's still two people listening. That's good. Thank you for what? Dick Dale goes, your feature plus 3 others. Geez, good luck with that one. One is enough for me. Corey's going to ask me to be the set to help him out, which is fine. I haven't asked him to be on set, so why would he ask me? You know? Do you know what I mean? I think my first thing is directors helping out. Sorry about that. Skipping some people. Now, should I put this in the main chat or should I put it in? Let's put it in the main chat. You confuse the fuck out of people. When are we filming this? It's got the date. I did the photo for the Alone poster. Let's take these people out. And someone goes to the script for this. Tagging people in that will be in the same, but they've got moved lines. Interesting. We've got, I think it's 8 or 6 playing with Overlords. I think it's older. Yeah, 6 playing the Overlord's child, Overlord's child. So I don't think this is hard. It's not a hard to follow. Not as hard as 6 1 6 done before. both give people the option of having a look, see what you think. But technically, they shouldn't have anything to say. They can say whatever they like, but technically, if they want to add something to it, they do anything. As long as it's in the story. So that was a basic, pretty easy argument. All done there. Yeah. Still got 2 people watching. It's cool, man. Thank you. He hasn't asked me to be part of it, so I can't do it on Sunday. Sunday's my best day. I have one day. And usually, at the moment, because I'm feeling so shit, I have this infection, which I still can't kill. I've been having sleeps in the afternoon and then going to bed at 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. It's fucking ridiculous. There's no lines for this. That's a bit of anything charge. Oh god, that was Thursday. We still have people that don't respond to messages. Asked them. No one's. They see it, they still don't answer. Maybe they just don't want to. Don't know what to do with them. Should I recruit them? It's a hard thing. There's people in here that shouldn't be in here anymore. And it's not a bad thing. They can stay in here. There's several people that need to be in here. I'll just leave them. They're not. So we work all our. We had Facebook chats, obviously. That's one of the main messages I put through to people. sometimes I ask for the email if I don't want to disclose a special spoiler. But I won't be doing that. Email. Hey, everybody's got a debt. Got a debt collector looking for some money on the internet, which is fine. And I haven't needed it because I'm working off Telstra Tower, which is really strong internet. And when it goes down, I'll just flip over to the other one, but I haven't paid the bill, which is fine. Everybody doesn't pay the bill. They're asking for bank statements. I'm like, I'm not going to get a bank statement from you, bro. That's private. You know, you've got to put private and confidential. I don't know. They should be over the calls for asking for a bank statement. I've only just been communicating with them today. I've also got a little terms. Sorry about this. I'm meant to be writing scripts, but this is what happens. I'm sitting home doing stuff. I'm really concerned about my privacy. Why do you think you're fucking wrong? I asked to speak to their manager and call me. That happened. I'll go there and say, the ombudsman for debt collecting would like to know that you're actually asking for my bank statements. Is that a bit too much, maybe? Just replying to people. So what we do is we send messages and stuff to people. It's so much easier. And if people want to have my number, that's fine. I can have the production number. Because I have two phones. I don't mind people having my private number. I'll give them both. That's really nice. So next thing I'm going to do is we're going to write a scene for the witch character that we have, which is another one of the people that are down in that meeting. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet. Just trying to work it out. She can't do it if she won't there. But she can have Versi under her control or something. Versi's meant to be in the meeting, but she's captured. Versi's been captured 3 times, so she's good at not hiding and always gets in trouble. That's part of her character. So let's just do this reminder. So if you're a gamer, you can go and have a look at my gaming stuff. There is one stream there that I think goes. I might have deleted that. It goes for like 11 hours. And when I get my PlayStation back from my mate, I'm planning to do a massive stream. I'll probably do a more night of that when I get back, but I need to catch up. Start grinding away. I was watching some streamers today and they were like, some guy cheated And he bought up to 100. He bought all the tiers. How can you be level 100 when it came out last night? Because it dropped about 10:30 and finished downloading. But I'll still have to do all the downloads for the last 2 downloads, and the last 2 updates to get it finished and top of PS4. The blockbusters are out today. Sounds like they're having a dogfight over there. One went over the house the other day, so loud. Didn't drop anything, but went on the field across the road. So he swooped in coming from the east and then going to the west and went straight over the house. Really low, like really, really low. I was outside at the time to see this fucking classic. And that's the only thing you hear. I've heard a truck, and I heard there's a guy that's got a Harley in the corner. I hear him sometimes, hear a truck go past the back, and that someone's building just cleared the block down the road, so that's why there was a truck. Petrol as well in the car, not great. 150 k's worth of petrol left. And in that car, 150 k's worth of petrol is not much. But it fluctuates. It goes from 150 to 300, and it goes up when it's on a lean. So technically, is there 300 k's worth of petrol in there or 150? If there's 300, that's fine. I'll be fine. I have to put some petrol in it tomorrow. It'll get me to Roseworthy, so we should be able to do that. Sure, oh my god. Let's see what it's on the screen. I know. I'm not sure what it's doing. She wouldn't mind me doing this. She's a potato.
He's farming on my red dot.
Yeah, she's streaming with Sancho. So they're both streaming. Playing duos. He's playing for them. Oh, that just changed from the docks to Soldi. Must have been delayed. Oh, I know why. Because I've just put in. They've changed the crosshairs on this game now. They're going to you. Let's get back to it. Sorry about that. I just wanted to see what I was doing. Yes, it's fine. Lots of people that I've got. There's lots of people that I've got gifted subs from people that are in the stream. Usually, if you start talking to Twitch, people give you subs. So I'm gonna cozy, official cozy. Let's say that. Normally she does. She's really good. Oh, God. Yes, he is. He did say g'day. Thank you. What's up, dude? Yeah, if you have a hard name on Twitch, some Twitch content people can't say your name, so it's best to pick an easy name. Well, they shorten it to Rod, which I don't mind. People used to call me Rod. So, get out of this. Let's go on to this. Let's go on to this. I wish you could actually see what I'm doing. Should have a big camera. All the plants, as everyone knows. I want to get rid of not big shit, just you can get some decent lighting for just over $100. That's decent stuff. And decent, seeing it if I advertise they can for $7, if I had the money, it's not very well to do. I don't know why it's so cheap. Maybe because it's maybe just this. It's really cool that these guys are still in this because I'm just so we've got to work on the witch. Now we haven't named it. What should I have for lunch, Chad? She wants chips. She's gonna have chips and gravy. What do I do? Sausages. Why don't you get me sausage bag? You're gonna say you're vegan. Sausage pack. I don't know. I won't say that. Sausage pack with chips and peas and gravy. I love peas and gravy. She did actually ask me before I didn't see it, so sorry about that. So yeah, she's coming through. 2 hours, she said. So I don't know what time she is. Just friendly, chill. I've got to clean up. Well, I've done some of the kitchen. I need to clean more, and I will do that before the party as well. So goodness, I fucking hate dishes. I've got a dishwasher and I don't know how to use it. So if you know how to use it, give me an instruction. Stronger than you with your magic, you hag. Of course, we don't mean that in real life. So we'll have these guys. I have here the confrontation with someone. So poor Versi. Captured that many times, she should be used to it. We're going to bruise Versi up here with some makeup too, which will be fun. Do a black eye and some split lip. Last time she had like these massive black eyes, like her nose was broken. See if you can do that again. Or maybe not, nose broken, maybe gashing your forehead. Because I would say if like the evil people capture you, you wouldn't be like treated nicely. I would think would be smacked around. I actually might look at some Game of Thrones stuff and see how they treated their prisoners. They used to cut the dicks off them. Which won't happen. She said thank you. Oh, she said no worries, thumbs up. But she put something. That's expensive. I have to send it on Tuesday. Actually, I'll write that on the list now. Because if I don't, I will forget. The list is growing very quickly. I was going to cut some of that shit down, but I think we can be ahead of it. I want to get Disney account back on. I need to pay for my Amazon Prime before it finishes its preview. I want to pay for the Western Smart shit. I need to get some Dragon Ball masters. Well, that's the other thing, doing Dragon Ball, which is exciting. I'll check through it. Should get into this now, so oops. Who can be a peacemaker? So, chat, give me something that the witch can do to Versi to show her how powerful she is. I thought maybe just like slam her against the wall, like force push her. So not like Star Wars, but I'm just saying like so you guys understand what I'm saying. Like force push or a wind push her into the wall. Have a bit of, give me some content. You know, if you give me your name or your YouTube name, I'll write you in the credits as a content provider for this, just this bit. Magic is not a magic missile or anything like that. Well, we can do a magic missile. It's not going to spell. Something that's not going to fucking kill us straight away. Yeah. Eldritch Blast, maybe? Maybe. No one knows what I'm talking about. Someone Google, you can Google if you want. Dungeons and Dragons magic spells, attack spells, not defense attack. Not magic gears. Magic. And just gonna leave it blank now. You guys think about it. Get back to me. If not, I'll do some Googling. So I'm going for an hour and a half. Jesus, it's just as long as a movie. The other day I did a live stream on YouTube and it went for 3 hours. But today, so is it coming? I don't want to be rude. So first he goes down. Just leave it. Actually, I might put in the chat. Give me something chat. Not chat, your chat. Not this chat. Facebook chat. Just ask for it, see if I can. Hey, crazy, mate. Okay, so the wall is difficult because we'll have to work it out. Then I have to put someone to hold it. That's not correct. Let's see. We'll work something out. Next wall. And move that wall. Oh, that's what I was going to do. Hermes comes in and rescues them. So there's no other evil there. So we don't need to have an evil negotiator to stop it. So Hermes charging. Now there's not much space down there because of the table. So rich is here, but tough to get beaten up. Or tough. You get hit, chat? What do you reckon? I know Paddy, when he hits with the hammer, he's kills him. So, but we're talking like zombies who don't follow. So, tough's a little bit of I'll make him get in the stomach. Wakeland is 400 years old. He's 4. No, he's 800 years old. And he's it's a dwarf. And someone said on the thing, someone said, Jane Saunders said 5'10" dwarf. I'm like, dude, how many small people do you need? Or how many small people do you know? How many dwarf people that get in the movie? I know 2 that I can. There's one guy that wanted to be in it and he messaged me but never got back to me. That was only the other week. But again, that's changing. A dwarf can be anything really, and with Paddy's long beard, of course he's a dwarf. But he did shave his beard. He told me after he did it. No, he said to me he's going to shave his beard off. Wanted to change, which is fine. So I'm actually leaving for the clock going, but that's all right. Let's see. Making these stands over. Where's the zombie? Zombie monsters usually with. I haven't written it down yet. And stands over top. Zombie monster can be there, but in the shadows. There's Hermes tries to leave. What do you reckon, chat? I really don't want to. You don't want to. Maybe you just need to. It's tough, this game, but no one knows what's happening to him. And that's a good lead in for the movie. Just going to go to the corner. What's the next, mate? Where did it go? We've got to go. I don't think I actually finished what I was doing. No, that seems rubbish. And no, it wasn't a number two. Now, August leave, Fernie's leave. Tough one. There might be a chance of someone of the new people in the world to show them something to do new character. We need some more warrior women. We need warrior women. We might work something out. I enjoy script writing. It's quite good. And obviously, I've got my guidelines here that I've got to go through. But once I get into it, I can do it for hours. And just write continuously. I would love to write a book one day, but it's really hard work. People do come. But one day, I did used to write. I was writing a book when I was a teenager about my life as a teenager. I couldn't remember it was. It isn't a bit. It isn't a bit. I had my school notebook. Big one. It's probably somewhere. I never got rid of all my school stuff. I never threw anything in it. So it's different. I did write a story on Syria, which is so relevant to now. And even the teacher at the time says it's like reading the future. Now, that's the future. is what's happened in Syria. It's rather sad. I watched a thing the other day on Netflix about Mosul that was taken over by ISIS. It was liberated by the Kurdish people, the Kurdish rebels, and the coalition forces, but it wasn't like there was no ground troops. Oh, the Iraqis, that's right, because they were trained by Australians. I think I've got still some of that to watch. And American air power, that's all that they're using, which is not really. And what do they call them? Drone strikes and Apache helicopter gunships were just coming and blaze away most of the ISIS. So the ISIS fighters, but they were talking about it took them, I think it was 4 months to get 20 Ks. So from here to say Gawler, from family to Gawler, it took them 4 months to get, and they were using cars. The strongholds that they were placing, the ISIS were placing before Mosul. And then when they got to Mosul, street battles were like 6 months. So it was around a 10-month campaign. But they freed the city. But again, you don't know who the enemy is when it comes to that. Because they, they all go to ground. And in 6 months' time, they're back up again and doing stuff. So, and the roadside bombs and stuff like that, they were making. They found 2 people making roadside bombs roadside bombs in a shed, just in a shed, in the middle of Mosul. And there was line, there was fucking fertilizer and all sorts of stuff that would have been so unstable when they walked in there. Just needed one little spark of anything. Light a cigarette lighter up, and the spark from the cigarette lighter would set off the fucking explosion and would probably take out the whole block of houses. So it was interesting how they found them, how they arrested them, and they arrested a man. They're saying they were innocent. The 2 men were innocent, but they got caught in the shed, red-handed. And he's saying they've got nothing to do with it. So they arrested him too for, I don't know, whatever they wanted to arrest him for. Took them away, but they were very gentle with them. But if the cameras weren't there, I would say they would have got the shit beaten out of them. Probably died. So, law of their own. Well, that's like ISIS. So just like behead people. If you look at it, and they showed a beheading, but they actually didn't show it all. They showed where the knife got up to the person's throat. I've still got some of that to watch. I think it's 20 minutes to it. I'll start stuff and then forget what I've watched, and I'll go back to it for a month's time. Oh yeah. I watched the movie the other night and I started watching it. I got to an hour into it, and it was an hour and a half movie, and I thought, I've seen this. And I forgot I've actually watched it. I think it was Occupation, that series Occupation. I think it's a series of a movie. And it was filmed in Australia, and Australian actors in it. I'm like, have I seen this or not? And then halfway through it, well, not even over halfway, I've seen this. What am I watching it for? But I enjoyed it again, so it's like watching a movie over and over again. So we're done here. So what I made happen was the script made a zombie monster here, picking stuff up, talking up, and then they take the Now we'll get to the surface. Let's see. I don't know how they're going to get out of here. Because they're going to find they've got to find the portal again, or the teleport, or the portal. So they've got to get out of. They got to the surface. Oh no, it's not the surface. It's got to the. Get to the. It'll be the landing. No, it's not the landing. we've got written. I'll just make it a landing in the chamber. Still on the floor. I'm guessing like in hell, my adventurers that play the game been there 4 times. I guess it would be really heavy air, really heavy heat on you. So we'll have to be all sweaty. Brackets here, make up sweat. That reminds me. A spray ball. Only 2 months. I probably should have a spray bottle when you come to They have to have a rest, obviously. Well, Versi would have to have a rest. Her hit points would be down to basically nothing after the insane hits. Should we have a couple of zombies coming attack? Or then you can't be. We'll just get them defeated. Now I'm going to make more point there that Versi doesn't have points. Poison sword is in the hands of the bad guys. Which is an artifact. That's okay because we can use a zombie point. Treasure. Should not be to buy some gold bars and stuff. Another thing, we needed to buy them for years. We made like $7. Doesn't have to be. Doesn't have to be this way. See all those things that come into it. So you guys are still watching. It's really good. Must be good. Not gaming. It's gaming. Should they be? How are we going to do landing at the chamber? Ah. I can run out the doors through the portal. Hero, so they've got to escape. Now, it's too easy to answer. We turn these off so people can see them. Seeing with a week late. Fuck. Oh, I forgot about the henchman. What about her henchman? Oh, they can disappear too. They don't want to. I was lucky I checked this. There could be zombies. Why don't we just make them zombies? Make them zombies. CGI and focus on apart from me, the flash moving, so. CGI on the face. I really can't wait to use this Predator blood. Putting this on my skin, so that might burn my skin. We should say it will be toxic, because kids could die into this. You never know, though. You just never know. That's a cheapie. That's cheap. That's just a cheap. So yeah, they disappear. So that solves that problem. I reckon I've done that before. It's like things with this. Right. Let's do this. Bench. I reckon that might do for today. We'll do like 3. One, 2. I did 3 scenes, nearly 4 scenes. So I might leave for 3 people. So if you just come in, I'm sorry, we'll just about to finish. We can talk a little bit more about. I'm finished script writing, just because I want to do other things. I have to get the stuff ready for tomorrow, and that's done. I think we'll just have a break. Might watch some more of Jack Ryan. Chill out. Maybe some more Twitch. Chill on a Friday. I love having Friday focus. Chill. Thanks for joining me, guys. It's been good having you. Oh, that's what I was going to ask the chat. What? Four charts. 2. I'm not going to do any prices. I was thinking about this, and you guys can help me with this too. I was thinking about this. Now, this is Black Flag. Black Flag Parade. I was thinking about using this page. There's got no copyright, which I could go and try to find some sort of contact for them. Use this as a mini for wolves. Wolves too. So you've got Japan's involved with the Eastern Bloc now. So they're part of the Eastern Bloc. So it goes from, say, Germany all the way to Russia to Japan, but leaves out China. Although is China in the same? I'll have to look on the map. China is in the same countryside as Russia. Don't know. So, but America's at war with China, and it's only China who are involved with that. Russia didn't have anything to do with it. Or the Eastern Bloc didn't have anything to do with it until now. So technically, Japan are part of the Eastern Bloc. But I was thinking, not sure. There's no reason why we can't use that as a bagpipe. Get some more Black Flag patches. Put them on uniforms. Put them on hats. Patch hats. Velcro hats. Get some Velcro. Because I've got this spare Velcro here. If you like quiet, go on. Get some like cool little boys in the front. Stick it in there. They only just need to be stuck. You know, those little dots. That would stay there, no problem at all. And then sew this. No, get the hat first and put the little boys in there. Attach it. I'm just thinking this it's a great patch. I'm going to put on the battle jacket, as you can see. But I might just get one for that and then get some for the thing. It would be a good idea. Just something different. Doesn't have to be a country. It can be a squad of commando squad with Black Flag. We might leave it there, guys, because I want to do a couple other things. Nearly 2 hours. Thanks for joining me. Give me a like on. Give me a like on YouTube or subscribe. Subscribe button. I enjoy doing these, and I'm going to keep doing them until I'll start gaming again. We'll probably still do gaming, but they're a good thing, and do some preparation video of what we have to do from costumes to go through costumes for the day, which I've already done sometimes. The costumes for the shoot day and sorting them out when there's a bigger shoot, which is like preparing and stuff. Getting all my bags together. Normally I take like 4 crates of costumes to a current shoot, plus my 3 big sports bags, like Nike bags, plus makeup bag, plus weapons, plus a washing basket full of stuff as well. So it's a big logistic. It was not big, but it's a logistic thing to put it all in your car. When I had the little car, it was really squishy. But now I've got the bigger car, it's better. Thanks for joining me, guys. Thanks, and catch up with you. I'll have a think and see what other videos we can do. Thanks again. See ya.